Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Film Talk. My name is Braunlich. Now sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy the review. Today, we'll take a look at the 5th Indiana Jones movie, The Dial of Destiny.
Leave the man alone, Hollywood!
Here is my reaction for the trailer. Now, let's go on a journey, hopefully for the last time, with Indiana Jones and The Dial of Destiny. Here we go. Rolling Stones, okay, good choice.
I'm retiring.
Well, in that case, what are we drinking?
Same for the goddaughter.
Dad told me you found something on a train during the war.
Oh, that looks
A dial
distracting right
that
there
could change
with
the course of
young
history.
Harrison
Why are you
Ford and young
chasing the
Indy.
thing that drove your father crazy?
Don't move.
We need to get out of here.
Stop!
Sorry.
Helena!
Dr. Jones, get him.
It seems like that guy is playing a villain in almost everything he's in. Don't you guys agree? Yes, just casually ride a horse into the station. It's all normal.
Hitler made mistakes, and with this, I will correct them all. You
stole it.
Then you stole it.
And then I stole it. It's called capitalism.
There we go.
This way!
Fasten your seatbelts. There might be some turbulence.
Well, thank you for letting us
You've
know.
taken your chances.
There's definitely going to be turbulence.
Made your
I'm
mistakes.
sure of that.
And now, a final triumph.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, Helena.
Give him hell, Indiana!
Sala!
A few times in my life, I've seen things. I've been tortured with voodoo.
Oh yeah, that was true.
Shot 9 times, including once by your father. Sorry!
Okay, it's nice they included that right there.
But I've been looking for this all my life.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest. This is probably one of the few movies I'm not too overly excited by. Now, the Indiana Jones franchise is one of my favorite franchises out there, next to like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars. Yes, I do have a soft spot for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and a little bit of Temple of Doom too. But for there to be a 5th Indiana Jones movie, I feel like that's kind of like pushing the boundaries a little bit. I know Indiana Jones is like a recognizable character. I feel like there could be another way we could honor the character. Maybe there could have been a movie that follows his son, or like him mentoring new students who want to go on adventures. Maybe something that doesn't, like, you know, actually involve one last adventure. Like, respect the character, let him be. But, you know, there have been times where I've been proven wrong before about a movie, so I guess we'll see what this has to offer. I will go see this movie and I'll let you guys know what I think afterwards. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is directed by James Mangold and stars Harrison Ford once again reprising his role as Indiana Jones. In this movie, Indy races against time to retrieve a legendary artifact that can change the course of history. Before I share my thoughts on this movie, allow me to give my thoughts on the previous Indiana Jones movies. First one, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I think it's phenomenal. It's easily one of my favorite movies of all time. It's dark, suspenseful, action-packed. It's arguably one of the greatest action movies ever in my opinion. Next, Temple of Doom. While there are some aspects I thought were neat, this was probably the weakest of the movies. Now, to this film's credit, it helped usher in the PG-13 era, and it's a spectacle to look at. My biggest complaint for this movie was I thought the romantic lead was just completely irritating. Then we get the third movie, The Last Crusade. A lot of people think this is where the franchise should have ended, but we'll get to that in a moment. I did think this was a great movie. I loved Sean Connery and his chemistry with Harrison Ford. I could definitely buy him as Indiana Jones' father. I wouldn't say it's as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark, but it's a close second. Now let's talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'm going to have an unpopular opinion. I think this is where they should have ended the franchise. Yes, I agree it gets ridiculous at times, like Indy surviving a nuclear explosion in her fridge and we're introducing aliens to the story, but it had some entertaining moments and it ended on a pretty good note. Now we have the 5th installment and perhaps the final one. Knowing Hollywood, they're already writing a 6th one. Just you wait. I didn't have high expectations with this new movie, honestly, because as stated before, I think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was the right way to say goodbye to the character, and it seems like some people feel the same way. But I tried going into this movie with an open mind and thinking there could be something of value in this new adventure. After seeing this movie, unfortunately I didn't like it. I think now this is the weakest of the franchise. I think some would agree that the first 20 minutes of the movie are probably the best part of the movie. And I agree, but I think there's a bit more to enjoy. There's a flashback with a younger Indy and his friend Basil, and they obviously de-aged Harrison Ford, which looks distracting at times, especially when his mouth moves, but it was still an exciting and fun flashback. I also think we got, in my honest opinion, the best villain in any of these movies, played by Mads Mikkelsen. He came to the set each day and gave it his all. Now, it's not to say everyone else did a bad job, but he was probably the best actor in the whole movie. He came across as really intimidating, and when it's revealed what his plan really is, you really start to think, oh no, he needs to be stopped. Unfortunately, that's where the positives end. One of the things I was not too thrilled with was how they portrayed Indy in this movie. They portrayed him as a grumpy and miserable old man, and it just didn't feel like the character we know and love. Going back to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Harrison Ford actually looked like he was enjoying most of it. I don't blame Ford for the performance, just the writing he was given. I also feel like this movie was way too long. It stands at about 2.5 hours, which I think could have been cut down by 20 to 30 minutes. In each of the other Indiana Jones movies, we have location, 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 climax, then end. However, it's like we doubled the locations and kind of dragged out the climax. Another thing I wanted to address was the relationship between Indy and his goddaughter, Helena, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I thought their chemistry was alright, but I kind of wish they expanded more on their relationship other than the fact she's his goddaughter. That's more of a nitpick and not a great issue. One last thing I wanted to address that I didn't like was that it seemed like they took a previously established in the last movie and just threw that all out the window. I can't explain specific parts without going into spoilers, but it just made the last movie seem a little pointless. In the end, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was a mess. The story is too long, the character of Indy felt like a completely different person. I hated how they already took something that was decent and just said, but what if that wasn't the end? I probably won't see this movie again, and if this is really the end of the franchise, I think this wasn't the best way to go out. My grade for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny will be a C-. Thank you all for watching this review. I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Will Braunlich, and I will see you at the movies. Save a seat for me.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.